This is my concept for an original Wonder Woman show called Heir to Olympus. Once upon a time, there was a princess named Diana. She lived on an island with only her mother and 30-some-odd aunts for company. They were called the Amazons, fearsome warrior women from Greek mythology, the daughters of Ares, the god of war. However, Diana was not like the rest of the Amazons. She had special powers, and her mother told her that they were gifted to her by a selection of Olympians when she was born. She also told her that Olympus and all of its inhabitants, plus the rest of the world, were destroyed a long time ago by something called the Great Cataclysm, and that their island was the only thing left. Diana wanted to learn to fight with the rest of her family, but her mother was slow to allow her. When Diana asked why, she wouldn't say. But when you live on one island with a bunch of warriors for 2,000 years, you tend to learn these things regardless of whether or not your mom says no. One day, an airplane crash-landed on the shores of the island, and Diana rescued the pilot, a young man named Steve Trevor. Soon after, a horde of World War I enemy air and watercraft showed up, and the Amazons had to fight them off while Diana snuck Steve away. Steve told her all about the war going on, and about technology and the outside world, and Diana was speechless. She went to confront her mother about this startling revelation, but she became angry with Diana. She forbade her from bringing up the subject of the strangers or the outside world again. Now Diana was furious. She was lied to her whole life about the world beyond the island, and her mother was refusing to help fight in a great global war. So she asked Steve to take her with him to the mainland so she could help end the war, as was her duty as an Amazon. Her mother learned about her running away the next morning and chose to go after her. When Steve and Diana reached the mainland, they wound up attracting the attention of a fiendish puppet master who had been manipulating the war from the start. He sent out several of his minions to try and deal with Diana before she could really start to cause trouble for him, but she beat every single one with the help of her powers and her new friends. Steve was a great pilot, and along their adventures, he found the legendary Bow of Apollo, which can one-shot anyone, Cat Noir style. Then there's Etta Candy, a tiny firecracker with a big heart who was helping the Red Cross when she and Diana met. She would go on to become the new wielder of the Caduceus, Hermes' magic staff, which has the power to heal and change the state of matter. Note, it does not work on living things like people. Rounding out the team, there's also Sylvain Archambault, a crafty yet hopelessly romantic French information broker who finds the helmet of Hades. And finally, Palmo Walters, a half-black, half-Italian man who might look real big and tough, but he just enjoys the simple things like writing poetry. Now he's actually got superpowers. He's completely invulnerable and strong so long as his feet are on the ground. Remind you of anyone? By the end of the season, Diana discovers who her enemy truly is. Dun 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 dun, it's Dionysus! Known as the god of wine or partying, but in all actuality, his powers are all about insanity, madness, chaos. He's been relishing in the mental breakdowns that this war has caused, and his power has only been growing. However, when Diana finally confronts him, that's when her mother catches up to her, and the truth comes out. The Great Cataclysm was not the end of the world, but really just the fall of Olympus and ancient Greece. Rome took over, bringing their own pantheon with them. The fighting was brutal, and by the end of the war it was clear that defeat was inevitable. So the last surviving Olympians created a new superweapon that would avenge them. A child. A girl named Diana. Hecate brought her to life from clay. Aphrodite, Heracles, Athena, Hermes, Hestia, and Artemis each blessed her with a power before they died, and Diana's mother, the queen of the Amazons, was instructed to prepare her for the moment that she could take revenge. They made her swear to do this, but she couldn't. She was sick to her stomach of fighting and death. She refused to use this little girl for war, so she brought her back to Olympus's secret stronghold where all the remaining Amazons were hiding. And there she raised Diana, keeping the truth from her and preserving what was left of their culture for over 2,000 years. Diana was not an Amazon. She was not even human. She was a weapon. and it was her destiny to avenge her fallen family by killing the man responsible for the destruction of her family's home, Dionysus. He was the reason that Rome got the upper hand. He betrayed them, all so he could have a seat in the new pantheon. Keeping in mind that in the Greek version, I'm going with Demeter had his place in the pantheon, right? Because there's only 12 in the pantheon, and sometimes it's Dionysus, sometimes it's Demeter. Well, the original version was Demeter, is what I'm going with, and that ticked him off, so now he wants to be part of the 12 pantheon for Rome. And anyway, the Percy Jackson geeks will get it. And here is the final argument of the season. Diana's mother had promised that she would aid in her daughter's destruction of her enemy, but she broke that promise. She broke it because she didn't want to kill anymore, and she didn't want Diana to kill either. Despite the fact that she had to turn on her family, she remained adamant that she did the right thing. Diana, however, didn't see it that way. Her mother's guilt for what she did had been seeping into her over the years, unknowingly of course, and in that moment, Diana became overwhelmed with grief and vowed that she would do what her mother was too weak to do herself. She would fulfill her destiny whether she liked it or not. When the dust settled, Dionysus was dead, the Olympians avenged, the war nearing its end. But Diana's mother was nowhere to be seen. She had left, gone back to the island. This was goodbye. Diana knew it would happen, but she went after Dionysus anyway. And yet, ending him hadn't seemed to make her feel complete. The credits weren't rolling. There was no riding off into the sunset. All she had to say was, "What now?" After the war, Diana and Steve got married and remained close friends with Etta, Sylvain, and Palmo. They lived together in England, and Diana had a lot of free time to think about that final confrontation with her mother. But she was still angry with her, and she knew the feeling was still mutual. There was no telling whether or not the two would ever see each other again, and all the while one large question loomed over Diana. Was she right for doing what she did? There's also an after-credits scene where Diana is approached by an underground group of superheroes called the Justice Society of America!